Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name is Rochelle and I am doing a reading for Gemini in all placements. This is the birthday reading that I never got to, so I'm calling it your unbirthday reading. And I said this in the unbirthday reading I did for Cancer yesterday. When I was little, my grandparents would throw a little birthday party for me when I would visit them in the summers, and they would call it my unbirthday. So I am extending the same to you. Happy unbirthday. I hope your birthday season was really good, and your next rotation around the sun has gone well so far. Even with all the retrograde activity. Fun. So, I just put some prosperity dust on the table. Gonna get a couple of angel cards. Truth. 2 angels holding hands. Looking at each other. Speaking their truth. Sisterhood and brotherhood. Got a bunch of angels standing together in solidarity. Truth and sisterhood, brotherhood. Okay. All right. I'm not even going to try to speak to that just now. I'm going to wait and see what comes out. I'm going to start with the Elemental Oracle. Magic and Alchemy, 43. Yes. North and Expansion, number 1. You know what's interesting is just with these 2 cards, I'm getting Magician energy, which happens to be Gemini energy. Yeah. And Power and Volcanoes, number 9. Wow. All right, what are you doing here? This is, gosh, this is beautiful. Okay. Having a little, can't even think of the word. I'm going to read from the book because that can sometimes give me more information. But what I am seeing here is that you are working on something which is expanding you, and you're working on creating something, and you're bringing it to life, and there's a lot of power that comes with this, a lot of power behind you. There might be some kind of rebirth of sorts, or I just got fleshing out an idea, and there's all this energy and with this power and volcano. There's something happening here. Let me just read. Let's see what they say. So magic and alchemy. There is magic to be found everywhere if you look for it. If you are you are the magic. Magic is not a miracle, although it can sometimes feel like that. Doubt kills more dreams than failure. Have faith in your ability. Weave together all the disparate pieces. So this is suspending your judgment, setting your doubt aside, and leaning into the magic that you are. And you're creating something. What is this? North and Expansion. Be guided, but do your research. Focus and honesty is needed to overcome obstacles. You know your true north, so be brave about the next steps. We may have a number of purposes in life, not just a single one. It is time for true adventure. 2 of my favorite words, magic and adventure. here on the table. This is very exciting. You know, and it's recognizing that as long as you focus on being honest with yourself, honest with others, living your truth, speaking your truth, you can overcome anything. Because you have the magic. You are the magic. You just, you know, makes me think of Bewitched. Move your mouth, do your little nose thing. Let's look at Power and Volcanoes. Old grudges should be released and let go. Heavy energy hurts us should we hold it for too long. Allow your anger to flow through you rather than saving it all up for an explosive release. Reformation may be necessary. Sometimes the greatest powers are hidden from view. You have the power to create or destroy. Okay. So this speaks to lightening up. You're going to be lightening up. You're going to be learning to work with your feelings, your anger, finding ways to manage it so you don't explode. And, you know, it makes me think of, you know, the line from Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. And this is learning to be responsible with all of this power and energy that you have, that you're generating. I think this is something that comes very naturally to you. You're learning how to harness it so that it doesn't get out of control and away from you. Because you have some kind of mission, some kind of newfound purpose. You're going in a new direction. You're creating something. You're doing something, and it's a lot. There's a lot of energy flowing. And if anger is kind of your default mode, you're learning to work with that, to temper yourself more. So, okay, going with the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Action 15. That's right. Yep. Balance 19. There it is. That is very much that temperance energy. And self-reflection 17. 2, 8. No, that's all right. It's okay. I can math. Okay. We have 2 1s here, though. Balance and expansion, north and expansion. As you move forward, as you expand, you go in this new direction, you're figuring something out. Like I said, fleshing something out. You are leaning into your intuition for this project, this whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing. And it's something that takes time because we have the moon cycle, the cycle of the moon here hanging down from her. And it's like flexing your patience muscle, like really intentionally practicing, keeping your cool, maintaining your balance. Balance isn't a static thing. It's, you know, the pendulum's always swinging, but it's always that readjustment, right? Like tightrope walking, for example. You're always finding you're coming back to center, and so it's like something that you're practicing, and you're taking action, and then as you take action, as you create and move forward, you're also working on your balance here through self-reflection, through taking a look in the mirror, being honest and truthful with yourself about who you are, what drives you, what interests you. There are new things here that you are exploring, that you are manifesting. You are realizing that you are an alchemist of energy, and you're learning how to transmute energy. This is a part of what you're doing with this energy. So possibly previously in the past, the energy would overwhelm you and this would cause outbursts, right? And you're learning how to take that energy and transform it into something that you can use to expand what you're doing, just even expand your world in your life. And so you're spending a lot of time focusing on yourself. You are making friends with other parts of yourself that maybe, let's say, you have a temper, and once you come off that the temper ledge, you might feel like, oh God, there I went again, popping off at the mouth, whatever. And rather than getting mad at yourself, you're learning how to befriend that part of you. Because really that part is the child inside, just raging, because what else can it do, right? It comes from a place of feeling out of control, or like there's not having control, feeling afraid, and anger is the default. And so you're kind of, you're making friends, and you're allowing your emotions to flow. You're getting more comfortable in this with the emotions that are there, that are coming up, or you're going to be. Going with the Enchanted Map Oracle. One Ring Circus, 15 action, 15. You are doing something, and it's all you. It's all you, baby. You've got this. You know that you have the ability to take something the distance. Does that make sense? Yeah, like you have everything you need to get what you want, to expand, to take action. Bone Collector, number 1. We have a 1 again. You are using your memories, your past experiences to create something new. You are allowing yourself to learn from the past so that you don't misstep, or are less likely to make the same kinds of mistakes. We have a clock here. Again, we've got a period of time. This is something, it speaks to time and working through something. And it's not quick, it's not one and done, but you're allowing yourself the space. This is a part of flexing that patience muscle. You're just like, all right, things will happen when they happen. And this is a little bit outside of the norm for you, I think, because oftentimes people with a lot of Gemini in their chart will have trouble with patience. It is a bad word. forgot to mention too in the beginning, even if your birthday does not fall in Gemini season, this reading could still be for you. Because like I said, it's all placements. It's an unbirthday reading, so it can be for anyone. And we have making a choice, 30. You have a new direction or options, even different ways you could go, different things you can do on your journey. What kind of choice? It looks like, either way, you're good. There's no wrong choice. There's no wrong path. We have what looks like butterfly on one side and doves on the other side. Although that kind of looks like a butterfly too, those doves. I don't know what we're looking at here, but either way, there's transformation, there's learning, there's growth. Can't make a wrong choice. So you're kind of contemplating, looking at where you've been and gleaning all of the information that you need to help you make the best choice for you in the moment. And there are a lot of choice points along the path, along any path. So, yeah. I'm curious about what the sisterhood, brotherhood thing is. The voice of the soul's oracle keeps winking at me. So let's see what this has to say. So far, this feels like a very solo journey, but it could have to do with reconnecting with your sisters and brothers. Not necessarily blood related, but yeah, you're kind of your community. Recognize there's might be a reconnection, a coming back together, or a joining some kind of group where you feel like part of the family. Burden of tears, 21. Breaks down to a 3. So does making a choice. And this burden of tears speaks to what you have endured, what has brought you to tears. And again, there's something about using the past to inform your choices. I kind of want to see... Oh, I need my glasses again. Here we go. It says, this is interesting, very specific. 6 months ago, something important happened. Something heavily disrupted your energy and emotions. Part of your energy froze. Part of you had a bad scare. So that may or may not resonate. Everyone's on a different timeline, so it might not be precisely 6 months ago, but there's something here that caused something in you. And it says fear isn't a negative emotion. Fear comes when you feel in danger. When its role is to advise you, fear freezes you. When its role is to warn you, fear allows you to understand what is going on. Today we invite you to understand what frightened you and made you sad using the method of your choice. Using the method of your choice, making a choice. Yeah. Understand what that fear means to teach you. So, yeah, you're learning from the past and what that fear is tied to, that anger and your kind of your emotions in general. You're being very truthful with yourself, honest in a way maybe you haven't been able to be before. Communication, number 10. This is your superpower right here. We've got the bone collector and the expansion and north. you're learning how to, okay, so you may be talking about the past, talking with people from the past. You're using communication as a tool to overcome things from the past. I mean, you could be, maybe I don't know, you're communicating what you have been through, the fears, what has brought you to tears. Tears for Fears. Maybe you like that band. I sure do. And we have abundance. Again, we have the one. A lot of ones here. One is all about new beginnings. And, Magician is the one. That is your energy. And you have all this abundance coming in because you are changing your energy through this transmutation process of the energies of your own energy. This is shifting you, and it's setting you on a new track. And this expansion that you're going through, and this self-reflection, the choices you're making are raising your frequency and inviting in all this abundance. In many forms. And I think that is that is connected to the sisterhood and brotherhood. There are a lot of people who are going to be drawn to you, and vice versa, and speaking truth, because we have the two angels together, sharing your truth, speaking from the heart, knowing that you can do everything on your own. But the point is to have, community and connection. And because you are shifting, this is shifting and improving your connections. Awesome. Let me get some cards from the numerology deck. Relationship change, 56. See? Yeah, I was just talking about that. Your relationships are fundamentally changing because of the shift that you are going through. Pride, 19. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at my numbers right now. So we have a 1. So many ones. You may see 1111 a lot, 111, or 111. Your birthday could fall on the 1st or the 11th. But what is this pride about, actually? This could be getting a handle on your pride. Because if it's like pride where you're acting from a place of fear and you're making choices because you're like, whatever your pride is telling you, it's like you're overcoming that somehow. You're not letting your ego run the show as much because you are allying yourself to that part of yourself that is fearful. That is a part of your ego, because the ego just wants to make you safe. And so rather than get mad at yourself, you're like, oh, thank you for trying to take care of me. And this is helping you to overcome reactions that didn't serve you or haven't served you. You're overcoming some kind of pride. And there's a feeling of pride in yourself that you are making these changes that are so beneficial. You're like, yeah, go me, giving yourself a pat on the back. Feeling pride that you have good relationships as well, or that, your relationships are changing in this very positive way. Completion, number 9. Power and volcanoes, also a 9. Yeah, you are, you're completing some kind of cycle. You're overcoming it. This is a long time in coming. you're getting a handle on your power and your ability to wield that power. And you're closing out a cycle, and you're kind of moving forward in this very self-aware kind of way. You're and with a new kind of control over yourself, and it's making you more effective in your world, in what you create. I love this. Okay, so I gotta get some cards from the Forest Spirits Oracle. See if you will be blessed by the typos. Yes. Either way, it's still a cool deck. Tortoise Spirit. Determined. Take things slow and steady and persevere to achieve your goals and reap rewards. Yeah, see, this slow and steady is speaking to this kind of time that you're allowing yourself, the patience muscle that you've been flexing. And I just realized I forgot to read this the other way. I will do that quickly after I pull these. Peacock Spirit, beautiful, elegant, to shape one's unique spiritual outlook and showcase a colorful future. You absolutely have a colorful future ahead of you, and it's shape one's unique spiritual outlook. So we've got some kind of spiritual growth here, spiritual ascension, spiritual development. You're defining it. That's a part of this expansion. That's a part of this self-reflection. And the peacock, beautiful. You're showing all your colors. Proudly. Yeah. A new sense of pride in yourself. Yeah. Fish Spirit, positive, maintain your freedom and independence. Good luck will slowly approach you goods. I think this came up for Cancer yesterday. You goods, one word. And this speaks to this abundance. Yeah, maintain your freedom and independence. And this is helping you to have these really beautiful connections with people, because you're not falling into a codependent type of mindset or dynamic anymore. You're kind of maintaining your autonomy. You know what you need to do. There are periods of time when you say, I need to focus on myself. I need to have my space. And that is a good thing. And I think this might, potentially for some, this could be a new kind of way of being. Maybe, being around people is something that helped you to feel better about yourself or something. But then, I don't know. Anyway, good luck. Good luck will slowly approach you goods with the tortoise. Everything's coming into focus. Everything's falling into place. And bringing a lot of abundance and good luck with you. I put that in quotes because you may have heard me say this before, but I feel like the word luck implies something random. And this is not random. This is very intentional, or this is something that is very specific to you learning how to work with your energy, to transmute that energy. So let me read this in another way. We have alchemy and magic, action, and one ring circus. Yep, you are using your magic to take action, and this is all you. This is something, it's a kind of a solo project. You're doing something here that is very specific to you and possibly your purpose, or a newfound purpose. And then we have expansion in North, we have balance, and bone collector. As you expand in this new direction, in this new way, creating something new, you are finding your balance through looking at the past and gaining wisdom from what you've been through, what you've discovered through the past. Get some water again. And then we have volcanoes, power, self-reflection, and making a choice. So there's all this power and energy. It's, in a way, it's kind of a glow up, but you're getting a hold on your power, your temper through the self-reflection, and you are being brought to a crossroads, we'll say. A place where you need to make a choice, and it doesn't matter what you choose, but you're figuring out what's right for you in the moment, and then embracing that choice. No matter what, it's all leading to this beautiful transformation. And whatever you choose, you're like, I know what's right for me. You're maintaining this kind of positive attitude and persevering through any kind of difficulties, knowing you can overcome just about anything. Yeah. All right, so let me finish with a Beyond Lemuria card. This one. Ooh, I don't think I've seen this one before. We have mountains with a bunch of, I don't know, energetic lines. Almost geometric, kind of. Mount Shasta. This isn't too far from where I live. Aware Lemuria would be destroyed, its people traveled to other parts of the globe. Mount Shasta was one place they journeyed. There are tales of unusual phenomena and multi-dimensional beings living inside the mountain. This card is about origins, and the image is the seed crystal this deck is based around. Cool. Honor and look more deeply into your ancestry, both your bloodline and your etheric lineage. And I'm drawn to this bone collector here. This is somehow tied to this because it's your past. Your origin. This is your origin story in a way. Your etheric lineage as well. Honor and look more deeply into your etheric lineage. So this is a part of this spiritual, where is it? Unique spiritual outlook, right? With the peacock spirit. You are connecting with your etheric lineage, your ancestors, if you identify as a starseed, or a Lemurian or something, you're tapping into that. Do you have an affinity with any star beings? There it is. Connecting with them might allow you greater insight into your traits, your strengths, and challenges. The sacred places you feel attracted to may have an intuitive message for you. So, yeah, maybe it's time to go on a pilgrimage to places that you feel really drawn to. Because there is something, and maybe that's a part of this expansion in north, heading north, whatever that means, and really visiting places that you feel drawn to, where you feel a sense of power and connection. So anyway, that's awesome. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, week, month, year. Once again, happy unbirthday to you, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.